Hi, Dyslexic Genius here, Brad Hurt. My phone number is 864-236-1680. I got a call. How do I get the motor board out of the machine, like a Victor? It's real simple. First, you want to turn it on, make sure it's run down. I've turned it on. Second, you want to crank the crank out backwards like this, toward the front of the machine. Second is make sure the needle's out of the reproducer. You can take the reproducer off. If the reproducer is being a bugger and doesn't want to get off, you stick a screwdriver in here, hold the yoke, turn the screw right here on the side. And the yoke will pull out. Put the screw in a needle cup so you don't lose it. Turn the tone arm all the way to the right because you're going to be facing the machine. You want to pop the turntable off. Now, you have the brake and you have the automatic stop, which is connected to the bottom of your tone arm. You want to grab this on the left and slide this all the way over like that till it stops. Because if you don't move this, you're going to bend it and you're going to go, oops, that didn't work too well. And then we have two screws on a Victor machine. You have a screw here. And that screw goes in a needle cup. We don't want to lose it. Then we have another screw here. I bet everybody wondered why there has a knob right here on the machine. Well, the reason they have that knob is you're going to reach in and grab that doorknob, pull the brake over too. So everything clears. Before you lift it, you want to make sure everything clears. On Victor machines, they'll have this latch that'll hold the machine. If you're going to take the machine, the motor board out, you're going to pop that loose and this will pull straight out. Now you can oil your machine. You can come in here, oil the back of the governor, a little drop, come up to the front, which is around here. See if I can get it right there. Give that a little drop. So you have a bearing here and you have a bearing here. You want to wiggle each weight, make sure those aren't loose. And then right in here, you want to drop a little bit of oil. Right there. And then you're going to come around and you're going to check this gear back in here. Everything looks nice and greased. That's still got grease on it. You're going to pop this. You're going to put a dab of oil on the spindle. Right there. You're going to reinsert the crank. You're going to put one little dab of oil on there for the threads. The hard part is you want to keep the crank vertical like this as you slide in. And you can feel that hit. Now, before you finish cranking in, You can see on the crank where it's rubbing on the escutcheon on the outside, right here. I've hit it. What you want to do, you see that little rub mark? You're going to put a little dab of oil right there on the rub mark, because the cranks wobble a little. Okay? And if you're cranking a machine and you hear it squeaking, and now all you're going to do is reinsert everything back in place. Remember, once we have it all off, we're going to move the automatic stop over. We're going to set the brake. Because if you don't, you're going to bend this or you're going to bend this. Everything else goes back into place. Okay, the brake's on, the brake's off. You have to put the turntable back on with the brake off. And you bring this around here. I'll show you. It hits. We're good. Put that on. Now there's a pin on your shaft here, and there's a slot here for the pin on the turntable. You're going to pop this on. Make sure the brake, I hit it. There we go. And we're good to go. Then you're going to put the yoke back on. You're going to put a dab of oil on that. Reinsert this. The screw that goes in the back of the turntable that holds the yoke and the reproducer. You want to put a dab of oil on that. You want to re-oil every thread you put back into the machine. Why do you want to do that? You want it to come out one day. Last thing we're going to put on is the reproducer. You're going to reset the motorboard bolts. Same thing, a little dab. Okay, this is really simple. This isn't complicated, and that's my tip for the day.